and to the Indian River woodcarvers. What you've done here behind me, it's amazing. It's beautiful. What you've created here, it's more than just a piece of art. You've written a page of each person's history, of our nation's history on each one of those canes. You've told the story of one person's commitment to our country and the story of their sacrifice. The stories told on each one of these canes are of veterans of the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, Coast Guard. Each one of you, whoever offered your life in exchange for freedom to be upheld, not just here in the United States of America, but in every corner of the earth. Each cane back here, that's a story of how you offered your whole self and your last thoughts and your last breath and the last beat of your heart in service to our country and in service to our people. It tells the story of your heroism that you've shown, which was never out of hatred for our enemies, but always out of love for those who serve to our left and right, and love for those back here at home. The stories carved into each one of these canes says that you did not take liberty for granted because you actually know the true cost of its defense. They show the dangerous places that you have served, which has branded harsh and brutal images on your soul. The small number of canes behind me, that's a testament to the fact that you've answered a call to duty that very few have the stomach to undertake, and even less are capable of completing. The medals carved into each one of these canes tell of uncommon characteristics such as courage and valor and selflessness. And each cane is meant to thank each one of you and each one of you who have already received one. It's a thank you for the willingness to yoke your body with a rifle and hundreds of rounds of ammunition and 30+ pounds of body armor and a helmet and explosives and grenades and everything that's required to save the life of another service member, as well as everything needed to survive for days on end. It's a thank you for carrying that load for miles and days through the most unforgiving climates. It's a thank you for your work as a SEAL or as a Green Beret or as a Ranger, or for driving a tank or flying a jet or a chopper, or for manning a 50 cal in the door of a Huey, or as a part of some boat crew. It's thanking you for defining what camaraderie actually looks like, for sleeping in the fields and sleeping on the ground, and for sometimes never sleeping at all, for jumping out of planes and roping out of helicopters, and for kicking indoors, and for surviving in swamps and jungles and deserts and places so hot that heat exhaustion was an everyday occurrence, and heat stroke was an everyday threat, and places so bitterly cold that you couldn't even dig a hole for your own defense while your fingers suffered from frostbite. These canes back here, they're meant to thank you for your willingness to have bullets and RPGs and grenades and mortars hurled at you, to have bombs dropped on you and snipers target you, for not fearing landmines or improvised explosive devices, for flying beyond the lines of our enemies, though you may be shot down and captured. They're thanking you for using your own body as a shield to protect other sons and daughters from an enemy that was perfectly willing to take both of your lives. Some canes back here, they tell of the pain and the cruelty of wartime captivity that we who have never been a prisoner of war could ever possibly imagine. These canes, they show the places where pieces of our heart will remain, where the lives of our friends were lost. Places like Pearl Harbor, Normandy, Omaha Beach, the Battle of the Bulge, Iwo Jima or Midway, the Chosin Reservoir, Khe Sanh, Saigon, during the Easter Offensive or the Tet Offensive, in Panama, Grenada, Iraq, Mogadishu, Bosnia, Fallujah, Ramadi, Kandahar, and every other place that some of our friends have passed. Each cane back here, it marks the campaigns of war that tell of the time we've left behind our families, time missing births of our sons and daughters, time missing birthdays and anniversaries and football games and plays, time missing dinner and bath time. Your time in combat that lasted for months and sometimes years on end, year after year. Each cane back here, it tells of a life of honor and a life of discipline. The purple hearts carved into each cane tells a story of you engaging our enemies in combat, taking a bullet in the leg or the arm, being burned beyond recognition, taking shrapnel in the eye or in your chest, breaking bones, losing blood, and never leaving our fallen behind. The eagle on each one of these canes, that reflects the strength that's inside of each one of you. The strength to carry maybe a letter in your pocket, which you promise to deliver to your best friend's family should anything ever happen to them. The strength to go to war for us, though your children may have to grow up without you because of your sacrifice, though your family may one day be handed a flag in remembrance of you. The strength to love a country so much that you are willing to die for our country, and that you would have the strength to do it all again. All veterans here, I couldn't be more honored than to stand here among each and every one of you. And thank you for your courage and your honor and your perseverance. You fought for us, and every American is blessed to have each and every one of you. May God bless each one of you and the country that you've given so much to defend. Thank you.